Hello, and welcome to Bread Bowl, Episode 3. Today's topic is the northern half of the Korean Peninsula, North Korea. So we don't have to go back too far into Korean history, but 1897 seems good. The Joseon dynasty has been ruling the Korean Peninsula for around 500 years, but this is all going to change. The Japanese turned the Joseon dynasty into a Korean empire, which is a Japanese protectorate. But in 1910, it is a full annexation of Korea that happens. It's not even like a protectorate or an autonomous state, it's just part of Japan. Now let's fast forward to around 1937. Also, Japan has taken control of Manchuria into a protectorate and Nanjing into protectorates. The Japanese begin their invasion of China, trying to take the coast, even though they've already taken Manchuria and Nanjing. The war is going great for Japan, and they're able to secure a lot of key places, including Beijing and Shanghai. But let's fast forward again to 1941. The Japanese bomb Pearl Harbor and bring America into the battle. But the Japanese aren't going to fail. They have this humongous empire. Oh. Man, that's not going good. Now it's 1945. The Korean Peninsula is split into North and South Korea. North Korea is a Soviet-supported communist state in the north, and South Korea is a US-supported capitalist state in the south. Let's go to 1950 now. Under Kim Il-sung's rule, Korean forces are sent over the 38th parallel to capture South Korea. They're able to push them back to Busan, but then America comes in, and they're able to push them back to the Korean border. You can read over here. It basically says what happened when America joined the war. Then Chinese forces joined the war because they didn't want all these American forces over near their border, which was where they were at the time. So China joined the war. Then the modern border they are today, that happened, but where the modern borders are today, a stalemate occurred. And instead of a treaty, a ceasefire was signed, and that also technically means that North Korea and South Korea are still at war. Also, it's 1953. Then, in North Korea, they actually call this the Victorious Fatherland Liberation War, not the Korean War, weirdly. And the Soviets did support North Korea, meaning that it would have okay economy, okay everything. Nothing was good, but nothing was too bad. It's a really confusing thing to think about. But they still technically had gulags and horrible treatment of the people. But in 1991, the Soviet Union fell. And that also means that their economy would fall because the Soviets were not supporting them anymore. And this also made a famine happen, and it was brutal and killed a lot of people. But in 1994, Kim Il-sung died, leaving his son, Kim Jong-il, to assume the Korean throne, I guess. I'm not sure exactly what to say. And he was a film fanatic. Like a fun fact, he was a film fanatic. And he had a collection of 20,000 movies. That is a lot of movies. I mean, this room on screen only has probably, I don't know, like 1,000 tops, but that's crazy. But in 2011, he died. Hey, man, this is rough. And if you did not cry enough at his funeral, you would be arrested or sent to a gulag. So I don't think the government really cared on what the people really thought. And then his son, the meme lord himself, Kim Jong-un, assumed power. And when he launches missiles, we laugh and say they aren't going to work. They work. We sad. But in his credit, he has expanded North Korea's nuclear arsenal, and it also has been some pretty successful launches under Kim Jong-un's reign. And fun fact, the movie The Interview with Seth Rogen and James Franco, which has a mockery of Kim Jong-un and even kills him. The North Koreans threatened that they would destroy any theaters that showed this movie because they really didn't like it. But yeah, here's a picture of an accurate representation of what the movie theaters thought. But the film studio had to edit it to be a little bit more North Korea friendly. Yay! They still really didn't care, but it's progress. and their economy has gone up tiny, tiny amounts, but not really, not really. And Christmas in North Korea is way different. As we can see here, he really doesn't let Santa in. And instead of Christmas, on Christmas Eve, they celebrate Kim Jong Suk, the the grandmother of the leader right now, Kim Jong Un. It's birthday. I think that's it. I think like I could say a lot more about like propaganda and stuff, but I guess that's it. So bye. I would just like to thank everyone. I mean everyone from watching. And I just want to say have a nice day. I don't know what to say. You like the new background for this? I don't know. I don't know.